Hey, it's Russ Payne with Role-Playing Public Radio. This is Fall of Delta Green, the Borellus Connection, episode 9.
Oh my god.
And just so Caleb knows, I'm only recording on this one because I only used the recording on this one, so I just use that as a extra audio source.
All right.
Talking about microphones, which is what you're here for, right?
Yeah,
our microphone chat.
So in the last session, the agents finish up Operation De Profundis with a siege on a mound and killing, guy who claimed he was an archaeologist.
Multiple times.
Multiple times, yeah.
Well, he might have been in his first life when we figured that out. But
and then, so you've...
Another big dank hole you wanted us to walk into, and we refused.
Seems to be a continuing pattern.
I don't know. I've just been giving you options.
Eli's getting no basements tattooed across his collarbone.
No basements, no tunnels. No
basements, no hauntings.
Nothing that could be described even vaguely dungeon-like.
Nope.
Yep, okay. One day.
Nothing to crawl through.
Yeah, so, but before we begin the next operation, you do have home life. You do have some time away from Delta Green. So we should take care of that first. I will say there is one thing. I do want to ask a question of all the agents is how honest are you in your after action reports? Specifically for you two agents, Eli and Gina, do you mention Arclight, that special friend you...
Fuck yeah, I do!
So,
okay.
Yeah, I'm mentioning that at least right now, there was an individual called Arclight. We could not account for any of the background, and that's Agent
Marcus Abrams.
Agent Abrams seemed to be evasive when talking about how this contact came into being.
Okay.
And it seemed vaguely supernatural.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, cut to my debrief. And he summoned fucking rats, man! He killed the sentries with fucking rats! I've never seen anything like that! Fuck!
Yeah, all right. Fair enough.
So you're saying that Agent Abrams may have accessed some potentially vector-based materials?
Waving my gun around. We gotta take him out! It's only a matter of time!
Yeah. Yes, I think we should begin with Agent Abrams. You're being asked to meet at a briefing in Washington, or right outside of Washington, D.C. So
monitored. I have the bullets!
You have tradecraft, though.
I do.
Yeah, so you realize this is a deviation from normal protocol. One, did you talk about Arclight in your after action report?
Yes.
Okay. What's your explanation?
So it's like getting him as a contact was completely. It was not the thing I was intending to do. It's just because I had told them about my looking into those books before.
Yeah, you've read some books.
I say it led to that. And we would not have succeeded in that mission had I not had that asset.
Okay. So, you're being asked for a secondary briefing interview. And you get, with your tradecraft knowledge of how this all works, So, are you doing anything before you head in?
No.
Okay.
At this point, I'm what am I going to do? Hide what I've done? They saw the rats.
Yeah, they saw the rats, yeah.
I saw the rats.
Okay.
Everybody saw the rats.
Okay.
Let's not forget the crows. They were there too.
Yeah, crows and rats.
And body parts fell from the sky.
Yeah, they did.
So at that point, it's going to be I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see any crows or body parts falling from the sky.
Okay.
No, I'm just going to...
All right, so
I'm going to go in assuming they know.
They know they know that something's up and they want clarification on this. So, are you going to be honest about how you met them, how you got into contact with Arclight?
Yes.
Okay. Well, how do you explain? How do you spin the voice in the darkness that you heard at the graveyard after? Yeah.
Essentially, I was saying that it was related to what happened to me in Central America.
Okay.
I've been trying, basically it's that fucked me up, and I've been trying to understand what it was, and now I understand what I was seeing.
Okay.
And the fact that they offered this, I had not expected.
Okay. So, do you know who Arclight is?
Personally, no. I
Okay.
don't know. I don't know exactly who he was.
Okay. All right. They say in the future, you now have a personal objective of finding out who Arclight is and trying to bring them in from the cold. And you Any contacts you make of this nature, you need to report immediately. If you act in a way if you act in any way that is contrary to the interests of this program, you will be fair game.
I understand.
So in the future, I recommend you do not alarm your other agents. But
Again, like when he offered assistance, I was not expecting that.
all right, well, we will keep this in mind, but you need to stay on the ball here and report any future contacts. We may have you do something in the future. These are troubling developments, but we still need you in the field. So they know that you know, and with your knowledge, you get the sense that they are watching you very closely. And if you act in any way suspect, they are probably going to, take you out. Mm-hmm. So you're treading on thin ice kind of message. So, but they are very interested in who ArcLight is and if ArcLight can be activated as an asset. So that would be very good if you can bring ArcLight in. And so that's sort of a special little scene. And you two get briefing that if you find out who ArcLight is, do not see if they can be brought in as a friendly,
and kill Abrams, right?
If
it's the second part of the message.
No, for now, if you believe Abrams, it becomes compromised or is acting contrary to the interests of our organization, then yes.
Sir, what do we think the use of a gigantic rat, it's like a gigantic man that smells of death that some rats can do for us?
That's on a need-to-know basis. And you do not need to know.
I think I need to worry about it if I have to run into him again.
Well, you're a field
agent.
agent.
You can't imagine the uses of a giant rat and crow swarm. I don't know. You're not thinking militarily here.
Somebody hear gun cocking continuously in the background.
Yeah, give me a bureaucracy test, Abrams.
Okay, 6.
Okay. Yeah, you avoid disciplinary action, but they are making a note of it on your record. So, yeah. But anyways, we do have a vignette scene. So in terms of back and being in the world, you could go be one with nature again, establish a new bond, try and get some therapy, stay in the case, study the unnatural, or which can take multiple cases. Like if you want to figure out what Abrams is up to, either of you could also research things, but you don't have to. You could just spend time. Oh, yeah. Also, Agent Munny, when you go to your favorite bar, I assume you visit your favorite bar at one point.
Yeah, it's where my girlfriend
lives. Yeah.
In town.
The bartender gives you a letter addressed to you. It is from your old drinking buddy, Sam. He's traveling the world. And he says, seeing you get to travel, hearing about you going out to see the world, your Luna telling me little bits and pieces got me inspired, so I'm going out. Hope I can see you on the road somewhere, buddy.
Oh, God.
Okay. Do I have an old friend named Sam?
Yeah, he was your drinking buddy, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing
I
bad.
definitely remember that person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Come behind me with a gun.
Back to nature then.
Yeah. All right, so you're going to be back with nature?
Yeah, I need to.
All right, difficulty 4 stability check. You can spend to get a bonus on that.
2, because I really need to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
7.
All right. Was that a natural 6?
No, it was a 5.
Oh, well, actually, no, it just says on a successful 6. It doesn't say it has to be natural. 1d6 plus 1.
Yeah, 3. I'll take it.
All right. So, yeah, what's it like being out in nature? Is it more of smoking weed out in the woods with Luna?
Oh, yeah, when she comes out, there's probably like a commune out there by now. But dirt, hippies,
Yeah.
farming weed, living out of vans.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
It's a lot like camp, but no one's shooting at you.
No one's shooting at you. It's great. Yeah. And Gina.
Gina absolutely, after this one, is going to get some therapy because she's been absorbing too much experiences, especially with not only getting firebond, but seeing, sentient pools of hatred, and that's like at archaeological sites. That's something. So I don't know if Delta Green in this case would have somebody with a
give me a bureaucracy, or you can spend network to get one who is connected.
Okay.
You could find a Freudian at this point in history. You're going to be doing great.
Actually,
all the Quaaludes you can swallow.
Hey.
Spend one of the Delta Green agency points that I have in order to find somebody with a network who's trusted.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah. And Now, do you tell the therapist the truth?
This is within Delta Green right now, so they're essentially friendly right now. So yeah, we're considering this as truthful and protected. And I do keep out some of the more horrific details, but just, at least covering it up with the explanations of this is unknown. I've seen things that cannot be explained logically.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Damn, yeah. Let's see here. It restores 5 stability.
I'll take it.
All right. So, yeah, you talk to your doctor, who is quite receptive and does not judge you for what you experience. And
just looking up on the lines like, is that you at the Giza pyramids and a shadow that shouldn't be there? Don't pay attention to that. So
No.
But you're right. You are right. Nod.
I say this is a psychiatrist who's connected with the CIA a bit, and you can see some books on psychic research on his bookshelf. So, yeah.
Some MK Ultra.
Too busy co-eds with hallucinogens.
Yeah.
To report you,
Would you like some tea?
I must have gotten to this one already.
Why are there so many Quaaludes here? Please leave.
Don't worry about it.
That's for personal use.
So, Abrams, you do have some time aside from, having extensive extra interviews about the nature of this new arc light. Yeah.
So, don't know how I feel about this new relationship. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to try to actually do something normal.
Okay. You could try and rebuild bonds. You could try and go with nature or recreation.
I'm going to try to get back in touch with nature.
All right, yeah.
I'll go up to go out to the Pine Barrens and just try to not think about all that shit.
Yeah, a roll. It's a difficulty 4 stability check. You can make a spend if you want a bonus on it.
I will.
Survival would work.
No, I do have survival.
Okay, you don't get it for this mission, but yeah, it'll give you a +3 year roll. So yeah,
9.
All right, yeah, that's D6 +1 stability back.
That's all of it.
Yeah. So
I actually I feel better.
Yeah. Just getting away from it all. The nice, calming Pine Barrens,
Well, wilderness. I'm thinking
passing mobsters, burying guys all day.
It's like Vinny, how's it going?
You come here often?
The New Jersey Devil is just like an usher escorting them to the...
Dude, I'm a CIA agent. They're mafiosos. It's like burying bodies. Like, no, not today.
It's crowded out in those woods. Yeah.
Agent Cooper, what are you doing here?
There's some filmmakers who are lost screaming about witches.
At some point, I go to a quaint diner and have some damn fine cherry pie.
No, that's on the other coast, Tom.
There's another place. Okay, fine. It's damn fine pecan pie.
Okay.
Different place.
So yeah, some time passes, and all of you eventually get the call. You're invited to a day at the races, and you're told to board the plane, and let's see here. You're going to Rome for your briefing. So,
ooh.
But that's not going to be your final destination. So it's I assume, is this your first time in Europe or in Rome for all of you?
Yes, for me.
Yeah. So you're clueless tourists, but you are told to meet the Restaurante Nino near the Spanish Steps in Rome at 7 p.m. And when you get there, you can hear your handler Carstairs before you see him. He is laughing loudly and taking a swig of beer as he is, just got his plate loaded up with... there's actually a very large pizza on the table, and he's complaining to the waiter in New York, this is terrible pizza. Look at it. I get better one in the corner near my apartment, So he's saying, New York pizza is better than Italian pizza. So.
I'm sure they love that.
Yeah. They are. But he is loudly complaining until you three walk in, and
quickly apologizing in Italian, and
it does nothing. They still daggers at him. So yeah.
Pizza.
Yeah.
There's only one thing worse: is taking some uncooked pasta and breaking it. It makes them cry.
Yeah, get whatever you want. It's all being expensed to the BNDD. So go nuts.
I'm gonna get some actual fresh Italian pasta.
Yeah. What about you, Eli?
Meaty though.
I asked for a wine menu and I start pointing at bottles.
Yeah. They start bringing
I'll
it
get some
out.
wine too.
Gina.
I only let them decant one.
Yeah.
I'm just putting the others in my cup.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, it's like doing a more like a lighter Greek. That's like pastas that they have over there. So
sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's very good food.
Yeah, fresh carbonara. That's what I'm getting.
There you go. Yeah. So you eat for a while, and you just make small talk. He's not even getting to the briefing yet. Carstairs wants to enjoy the dinner, so
I can relate.
Yeah, what's the dinner conversation like before you get to the briefing?
I don't know, what does Carstairs do for small talk?
Yeah,
I'm gonna let him lead. Yeah,
all right.
Despite just existing out of an ashtray.
Well, he spends a lot of shop talk talking about the bureaucracy, the various agencies, and so-and-so at the FBI. What an asshole.
Yeah. I'll talk food. I'm actually from New York City, so.
I remember when we were trying to break up the mob, he starts going on the story about this hitter that they were trying to put away, and how they finally found him because he put a body in an acid to melt it, but forgot, but some of the toes fell off, and and they were in the still in the warehouse, so yeah. Just incredibly gross stuff, but
I'm not gonna be friends with Carstairs.
Yeah. I mean, he's already a little drunk by the time you get to him, so yeah, you can guide him back if you want, but otherwise he's just...
I mean, that's it. It's always wonderful to hear about your highlights, any kind of career in law enforcement, but is there a point right now to the race?
Oh, fine. Coffee, garçon, coffee. And he lights up a cigarette.
I'm like, oh God, I'm so sorry, rest of the world. For this.
So as you're all are you also having some coffee and maybe a little cake or something?
Of course, dude, it's government paid. Of course I am.
I mean, if there's tiramisu here, yeah, sure.
He finally gets down to business, and he throws a photograph on the table. It shows a bearded Middle Eastern man shaking hands with an older man in a Nazi uniform. The background smiling is a dapper young man. You recognize the Nazi as Himmler, and the bearded man is Amin el-Husseini, the former Grand Mufti of Jerusalem. But then the third man, the young man, this fuck is the mission. Say hello to Francois Janud. He's codenamed Dentist. He is Swiss, love the old regime in Germany, but spied for them, including their occult division before the war, got rich during the war, and helped set up rat lines for escaping Nazis after the war. But we got to him. In 1950, we forced him to collaborate with us instead, and so we caught a lot of very bad people with his help, so we gave him a pass.
So you're just going to fold him into paperclip?
No, he's ours. So he thinks we're CIA. He doesn't know about the real us. But Janoud's based in Beirut now, selling Nazi memoirs and plotting against the West, but he's supposed to pass on useful intelligence to us. And lately he's not. He's dried up as a source. We need to remind him of where he stands. He needs to be reminded that his continued existence depends on him remaining in our good graces. So you need to go to Beirut, rattle his cage, demand why he has failed to inform us of anything that he knows about an upcoming deal. There is a drug deal that we have found out about. So recently, the Italian police, working with BNDD, have arrested a boatload of small-time smugglers who said they bought heroin in off a freighter called the SS Invicta. The Invicta is currently en route to Beirut, and there's rumors there she's there to pick up a cargo of opium. While in Beirut, find out anything you can about the drug deal, and that's your cover for why you're there. Now, this is the kind of thing that he should have told us about, but he hasn't, and we haven't gotten anything from him lately. Now, most importantly, he is not to be killed. Janoud must be alive if he wants to be, if he continues to inform for us. So he's very valuable as a source, and you do not have permission to kill him, even though he is a son of a bitch who should be killed. But
what if he's not a source anymore? What if he's turned?
Well, if he's turned, you need to give us proof, and then we'll take action. You will not be alone in Beirut. There will be people you can talk to, but right now you do not have permission to kill him. But he's dangerous, paranoid, wealthy, and well-connected, and a public figure. Out of character, Francois Janoud is a real person.
Yeah.
So
history do not touch.
Okay. Yeah. Well, this is actually one of the ones Gareth wrote. So yeah. Janoud does not know about us. He knows about the CIA. So do not disillusion him of this and disabuse him of this. So the BNDD does have a stringer in Beirut. You can contact, if you want, Miriam Abdelnawar. So you can, and he passes a card with her information on her if you feel like you need help. But she is a stringer, not like a permanent employee. So, keep that in mind. But yeah, go to Beirut, spook Janud without killing him, find out if there's anything to this rumored drug deal, and because this might be the kind of thing that the Union, the Corsican Mafia is involved with, so...
Not that we've had enough contact with them.
Yeah, well, that's why you're all on this job, because you're our experts in the Corsicans. Yeah, so that's it.
You got any intel about what's really going on here, Carstairs?
What do you mean?
They're moving bodies back and forth. He wants ancient Sumerian corpses out of... He's making some sort of dust to smuggle with the heroin trade. And talking about resurrecting people or serving him. What are we doing?
You've been the only group that has been found anything on this. So you'll be the first to know. But the Corsicans are in Beirut. It's a big heroin, opium deal, something. So probably it's their deal. And Janud would definitely know more than we do about this stuff. He dealt with the old occult Nazis back in the war. So you'd be the person to ask.
Look, man, I'm just around here because I don't know that I could go back to fucking selling vacuums or whatever the fuck I'm supposed to do back in the world. But if I'm just some lapdog chasing smack and giving briefcases of money to Nazis...
Oh, you don't give him anything. You're the stick now. You're not the carrot.
Look, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Look, if I had more information...
We're here for the mission or we're not.
Yeah. We are part of the mission is figuring out what the fuck the bad guys are doing, and we're still in that phase of the mission. So we don't know. I haven't gotten any. If they have gotten anything, they haven't told me about it. So, and I'm high enough, I think, that they would have told me. So we don't know what they're up to. We don't know. We know that the Corsican Mafia is involved with these body snatchers, these grave robbers. Yeah.
All right.
But if I knew more, I would tell you. But I don't know anymore. This is all I know. But Janud, he would know. So I suggest you get him to be persuasive, or be persuasive to him about it. So, yeah. So from here, you'll be flying out to Beirut, and then you have rooms at the Hotel Normandy. And after that, you're on your own, but you'll have contacts, and I'm sure you're all pretty resourceful types. So good luck.
Enjoy their coffee. That's you may, and put out some sort of Italian phrase to him right now that basically says constantly, please spit in my coffee as much as possible. let them say that. It'll really endear them to you.
He answers you in Italian. Nah, I don't think so.
Worth a shot.
So just so you know, 1960s Beirut is a cosmopolitan place, a city for the international jet set, for financiers and oil moguls and writers and fashionistas. It's the gateway to the Middle East, the Paris of the East. All the comforts and conveniences of the West mixed with an exotic allure. It attracts the stateless and those seeking a second act. That'll last until 1975. So don't worry about it.
Beirut's never going to change.
Yeah, the city, like the government, is divided between the Maronite Christians, Sunni and Shia Muslims, the Druzi, a local monotheistic sect that draws on elements of Islam, and foreign investors, primarily French. And so, yeah, you can. There's nice touristy places, and then there's not so nice touristy not touristy places at all. So, yeah, is there anything you want to do before your plane tickets are tomorrow? So, and there's no exact timetable, but this massive deal is supposed to happen soon. Yeah.
Okay. Do we want to try to set up ourselves up again as potential buyers or anything else, or? The only right now is we still...
Well, if they're... Yeah.
Made with the Corsicans 6 ways from Sunday.
I think even I am now.
Yeah, if they're not hunting us, they don't deserve to be a criminal organization. So I don't know how much social camouflage we can expect here.
Well, you don't know how Janud may be making it Janud would know how active they are. Actually, one of you can make a criminology spend. If you have criminology.
I do. I'll make that spend.
All right, so criminology, the Corsican, there are rumors, you've read reports from various sources saying the Corsican mafia may be in the bit of a civil war. There may be internal strife. So the Corsicans who know you may not be the ones operating in this area. And in fact, it is very likely that, they're too dealing with internal problems to worry about, a couple of narc. I mean, as far as you know, they would just tag you as narcs, and just another cops. Like, you're not a high priority because if they kill you, more are just going to take your place. So, well, anyways.
So do we think the Invictus drug shipment, Invicta, is coming here?
Yes, it's coming. It's en route to Beirut.
Beirut, okay.
So, and she's there to pick up a cargo of opium. So someone is...
If we want to make a cover, we need to make a cover that can get into the port.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's a big civilian port. Like, it's, but...
Something of, at least, if we wanted to move around freely, maybe something of a cover of official inspectors, or... That's being at least listed right now with maybe, less like getting cover right now for Interpol or something to get us past right now. It's like to look into certain things if we're searching for something.
So yeah, there's a lot of different routes you can take. So I'll just say you can discuss it. I mean, you're basically having this late dinner meeting in Rome, and then you're flying out the next morning early. So you arrive at Beirut. This is before December 1968 for the purposes of the airport is still intact. Yeah, and because it was raided by the Israelis Defense Force in December 1968. And yeah, so you have a lot of options to go about this. So you could also use your points to create your own contacts. And
we do have 2 points of traffic analysis still.
Yeah.
From Saigon.
Mm-hmm.
I still have 2 points of CIA and Interpol to play with. So
let's see.
So the Italian police got the tip on the Invicta.
I'll say Interpol. Or no, yeah, it was Italian police working with the BNDD. Yeah. Arrested a boatload of small-time smugglers who said they brought heroin in off a freighter called the SS Invicta. The Invicta is en route. It'll be in port, in a couple days, 3 or 4 days.
But they're still under arrest, right?
The small-time smugglers are. The SS Invicta is not.
Okay, so do we know? Were they arrested on land, or were they arrested on the open ocean?
They were arrested as they were coming into port.
Okay.
So does no one know that they've been arrested? Is what I'm asking.
No one should know.
All right. Do they have names? Because we could be them.
Well, no. The smugglers that were arrested say they brought heroin in off a freighter. So they were getting it from the Invicta to take it to land. So that would be they would not be expected in Beirut. They were Italian. Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah. But in general, remember, you have 2 missions. 1, the drug deal, and 2, your Delta Green mission, which is to rattle Francois Genoud's cage, basically. And he is a important man, and there are a lot of ways to do that. There are a lot of ways to go about this. So if you want to spend points, you could make up a NPC to be a contact, but there are some existing contacts. Carcier's told you about one. And
so it's Beirut, right? So
yeah.
I don't know how to spin for this, but could you put out your name that you're a weapons trafficker? That's happening all the time. And then you could do drugs for guns. That's a pretty common arrangement at this time of year.
Yeah, that would be
season.
disguised networking with an appropriate agency or a bureaucracy to make a cover that fake criminal records, and then pulling strings to have an informant vouch for you, basically.
So yeah, that can actually be local right now for the Interpol spends to be able to get them to vouch for us as criminals. So,
yeah,
and to at least take that, and also look the other way right now if that's trying to go through there, so we can make the excuse that we either have contacts within there or leeway to gain trust with either the alternate Corsicans that are here or with anybody else who maybe guarding the heroin packs is a little bit more loose. So.
Sure. I mean, you can also just go to the port too and look around and see and talk to people there and just do some, casing the area.
Yeah. So let's just do it without a cover then.
Okay. I mean, you can always make a cover once you know who you're trying to, what area, once you narrow down what you're trying to spit.
Agreed. Yeah.
All right. So you land in the airport. They gave you rooms at the Hotel Normandy. So you check in there, and you have your handguns, because again,
flight guns.
Yeah, your flight guns. But that's it.
Our emotional support guns.
Yeah, this is my flying gun.
Yeah. So yeah, you can go. So do you want to go to the port first, or
That would make sense.
Yeah.
all right?
The only real lead we had, unless we go to Janude's house straight there.
Just look and knock and say, like,
Swear to
hey,
me."
guess who's still looking after you? Why are all these guns in my face?
All right. So
Oh, you have flying guns too.
as you walk around, Beirut seems to be a friendly cosmopolitan city on the surface. All of you can give me sense trouble checks.
4.
6.
4.
Okay. All of you can kind of sense you there's no immediate threat to you, but despite the friendly atmosphere on the surface, there's a lot of tension right underneath. You spot armed groups of men with varying factional dispositions. So there's you spot Corsican mobsters walking around. You spot guerrillas or militias from nearby Lebanon and Palestinian groups. And there are a lot of suspicious-looking Germans and other Europeans that look out of place here, but are, there's a lot of, dudes in plain clothes watching buildings. But it's all throughout the city, so it's not anyone specific. You're fine, but so this is especially prevalent around the port. Tons of warehouses, tons of boats coming in. It's a major port city.
Casablanca shit.
Yeah, Casablanca shit. That's exactly it. So, yeah, if you want to spend network points, you can come up with a contact or notice. A notice spin would pick up something interesting.
I'll spend a notice.
Okay. So as you're walking around, seeing the boats and everything, one person seems particularly out of place. There's a very old man there that looks like he would be homeless, but he is smoking opium from an ivory pipe that looks very fine and old, antique old. And everyone is also paying him a lot of subtle but very noticeable respect. People walking around him, the sailors are walking around him, and he's holding a really nice opium pipe, and no one that has scrimshaw on it, and nobody is has stolen it from him. And yeah, and with that, Marcus, you also you hear someone, oh, you need problems. Oh, you want a job record. You should talk to Gus over there. Points the man. He knows everything about the port. And so, yeah, there's the man who stares at boats. Gossip is
Do a mental note of that guy.
Yeah. So you can wait for him the younger man talks to him for a minute, asking about job recommendations, and Gossip tells him, oh, you should go over there. They're looking for workers, and then goes back to smoking opium. So very old and very sharp, very perceptive for someone who's smoking a lot of opium. So, yeah.
Suspiciously so.
Yeah. So you can talk to him. But other than that, there's a lot of buildings. You could spend traffic analysis if you want narrowing down, but you don't have a lot of criteria by aside from when the SS Invicta is, you'll be able to spot it because it'll say Invicta on the side in real big letters. But until then, you don't know what warehouse it's supposed to go to. So, or where it's supposed to dock. There's a lot of piers here. So,
okay. So, well, this might be a good chance to go with it if we decide, see what Popeye knows over there. So,
Yeah, I can go talk to him.
okay. So you
speak French.
Yeah, this place has a lot of French. Yeah, he speaks French too. There's oh, hello. You are new to this place, but I see you're not used to you are used to traveling.
Yeah, get around. I'm told that you're the guy who knows what's going on around here.
Yes. Although sometimes I think I see that which is better forgotten. Here, would you like? He holds out the pipe.
No, man, I only do shit that grows out of the ground.
This does too.
There's some aftermarket production.
You don't like processed narcotics.
All right, yeah. So he's
Where they put the corpse dust in it.
That's
Marcus?
That's how they get you.
That's how they get you. Yeah, do you want to spend a point of negotiation to
Yeah.
barter some information?
also, while he's doing that, since I'm morally curious, does archaeology get me anything looking at his pipe?
It's kind of, yeah, actually. It has Greek motifs on it. Yeah.
Does it actually have any Greek on it? Or?
No, it's too small. It's like a pipe, but there's a Greek god. Yeah, it's Greek mythologically themed, but you can't identify which god it is without handling the pipe.
Okay. Might do that for a second. So let's see.
Well, he's smoking it. He will offer it to you if you want to take a hit, but that's it.
Ooh. What kind of health roll do I
doing drugs, so
Yeah.
he won't be doing that.
what kind of health roll do I do? Well, I guess, would it be filter something to basically pretend like I'm taking a hit off of it, or?
Sure, yeah.
Could you have briefed me on this, like, brilliant undercover maneuver before you...
I'll do that afterwards. You can do your thing first. So,
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna...
So you pay him off, and he says, I assume you're asking about the Invicta.
Yeah. And if... while handing over a wad of money, my partner just go yoink.
So the Invictus, if I heard they were talking about it. It's scheduled to stop in Cyprus first. Then she's coming here. There's a platoon of Egyptian soldiers working out of a warehouse not too far from here, but there's a lot of them, and they're definitely guarding something. But it's there's so many there. I would not want to go near there without a good reason.
The soldiers, they're French?
They're Egyptian.
Okay. Then what are all these Corsicans doing around it?
Oh, they trade. They're transporting product from one place to the other.
But they don't trade on the Invicta. The
Oh.
Egyptians want that package.
Well, I don't know. It's a lot of interested parties in that, I think. A lot of moving parts, it seems. There's a man of interest you might want to know of. His name is Bashir Khoury. You Americans would probably call him a warlord. And he is in the refugee camp outside of Beirut. But he is seen in town quite a bit. And men who work for Bashir, they've been coming around here, Quay 9, and I think there are some that say he is in possession of a great deal of opium. Okay. So, yeah, give me a filth chest.
Okay, yeah, let's see. Let's put 2 of that. Yeah, let's do an 8.
All right, yeah. The pipe has a young, you don't recognize the god exactly, but it is a young, beautiful man. The sheer skill of this scrimshaw on this ivory pipe it should be in a museum. It is absolutely exquisite.
So it's looking over to the older man and speaking. It's like, keep meticulous care of this. That's like giving this use right now. So, miss, that's like, do you know who made it? So,
I would tell you if I knew.
Well, it's appreciated. So, well, thank you.
I think I found it in a dream, and I awoke with it in my hand. But perhaps that's just the pipe talking. He laughs.
Yes. Like that's, if nothing else is a dream pipe, then what is? So, that's not a pipe. Let's go.
Yeah.
We hit the Dark Souls NPC.
But yeah, you got a location, Quay 9, which is, one area of the docks. So you've narrowed it down somewhat. And there's also a warehouse. It wouldn't take probably too long for you to find the warehouse that is being guarded by a shitload of Egyptian soldiers. But of course, that's a shitload of Egyptian soldiers. You probably don't want to mess with them, at least without a good plan. And yeah, so it takes you a couple hours probably to look around the docks and find Gusif. So what next? I got plenty of daylight left.
The Egyptian soldiers. There's Bashir Khoury, who has a bunch of opium, going to Quay 9. And there's the Corsicans and the Invicta.
Mm-hmm.
How is all this connected?
It's a good question.
Well, in this case, do we think that's like Jamud is actually connected right now with basically passing things back and forth, or?
So, with traffic analysis, where would the opium be coming from? They wouldn't be growing it in the refugee camp, right? So it would be coming from what, Turkey? Or?
Yeah, that's a good question. They would not be able to grow it on their own. They must have gotten it from some other source. You want to make a spend on... Yeah, you want to make a spend, that would probably give you...
Traffic analysis heroin for 2 points. Yeah.
Well, he's a warlord. Yeah, you make the spend. He's a warlord, right? He has a militia. He probably, stole it. Convoy hit, grab somebody else's product.
Which could explain why the Corsicans are down here as well, and potentially.
Well, they're not attacking each other as far as you can tell, so you don't know.
Are they buying it, or are they pissed that somebody stole their shipment?
Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
I'm trying to identify it, so yeah.
Yeah, but you would guess that maybe he doesn't regularly get opium. This is why this deal's happening, because it's an unusual set of circumstances. So, but yeah, if you want to Let's see here. Yeah.
So can I spend network points to get somebody ice at the port to let me know what's going on?
Sure. Yeah, you can spend.
How many that costs? Or...
You can spend variable amounts of points. It'll give them basically a pool. It'll let them do things. So how many network points do you want to spend?
I'll spend 3.
Okay. Yeah, that'll get you good.
Bribe the fuck out of some foreman that's actually in charge of moving some stevedore.
Well, you already know the guy. He's connected through various things. So yeah, what's the foreman's nickname? You can give me a nickname and we'll go with that. Chunts. All right. Chunts the foreman. All right.
How'd you get that next name? Oh, they told me I didn't have a Chunts. So
yeah, let's see here. Yeah, he actually tells you that, I've heard rumors that Bashir is looking to sell a large amount of opium. It's supposed to be at the Palestinian camp outside of town. And yeah, and I've seen Egyptian soldiers when walking around, sometimes in military uniforms, sometimes mostly in civilian clothes, but they're always based near the port. So
how do you know they're Egyptian?
Well, you can hear them talk, like their weapons, But
so are they buying? Are they?
They're guarding.
Security
they're
deal?
Yeah, I would guess security.
So you don't think the product's on the port yet?
I don't know.
Well, I need you to know, Chunts.
Well, look, at that warehouse, I'll let you know anything that happens at the port, but like, I'm not going in that warehouse. Like, there's always at least a dozen guys in there.
All right, well, I give him the number of the hotel.
Yeah.
And so we have somebody to inform us.
Yeah, watching the port. Yeah. So you can talk. You can call him during.
Do we have a picture of old Nazi?
Janud?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Have you seen this guy around?
No.
Okay.
Doesn't seem like the kind of guy who would be around. Looks a little too rich. But, I'll keep an eye out.
Okay.
Like, he might make a stroll every once in a while.
Yeah.
Show some kindness to the lower classes. So.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, we need to locate him then. That's
Janud? Yeah.
Yeah. If Carstairs is right, you should know what's actually happening.
Yeah. So with Tradecraft, you don't have to spend to find out where his villa is. It's on the Rue Najib Dati. It's a very nice villa. It's surrounded by high, whitewashed, windowless walls. It's just a nice little fortress. And it's clearly guarded. So there is an office in the city that he operates for various companies. But yeah, I will say Tradecraft, getting a meeting with him is going to be a little, you can't just walk in and you're like, hey, can I talk to Francois? Yeah. So
I need a copy right now. No, if nothing else, also just for the surprise factor.
Sure.
So
I'm looking for the opium. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
So I say we just sit on him for a couple of days if we don't know when the Invicta is coming or if we have time.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep him under surveillance.
How does he get to work? How does he get back? What time? What route? What do they drive? Who's with him?
Okay.
Guards or anything else along the way.
I'd much rather hit him when he's not inside of a fortress
Yeah.
and in our horrible polyglot city of spies and clandestine shit that we can get lost in.
What?
Rather than,
do what we actually need to
Villa de ex-Nazi, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that would be a difficulty 6 disguise or conceal test that you can all pool points on.
Yeah, I'll at least give 3 to that.
So, what points?
Disguise or conceal?
And I'll do that.
I'll do 2.
I have none of those.
All right. Well,
Okay. Roll it off on conceal, I guess, or?
either one. Yeah.
Okay. So
Plus 5.
Plus 5. So, yeah. No, that would be plus 7.
Yeah.
We split that.
Yeah. So you reckon it is very difficult, but you're very good at your jobs because he has competent security guards, and but he still comes and goes. So you spend the rest of the day surveilling it. It sounds like. So you see after a couple hours, he comes out. He is escorting Janud. Janud is escorting a younger man out of the villa. The pair are in friendly conversation. Janud shakes the younger man's hand, waves at him goodbye, calls him a taxi cab, and pays in advance. So. Do you want to act on that, or do you want to keep watching?
Do we have multiple cars yet?
Preparedness, you could.
I will do that. Yeah.
All right, I'll say it's difficulty 3. You have 1 card, difficulty 4 for another card, yeah.
I got a 9.
We have 2 extra cars. You each have a car.
Yay!
All right, somebody tail the taxi kid and then identify him.
Okay. Marcus, do you want to do that?
Yeah.
All right. Give me
Team sits on Janud.
give me a driving check. He is driving a taxi cab, which is going, not worried about being tailed by.
Good thing I spent 4.
Yeah. Good. All right. So
I can drive.
you watch the young man get out at a different place.
Dude's still at his house, right?
Yeah, he
Back inside.
yeah. Let's see here. He is in So you see where he gets out. It's a nice little apartment building. A makeshift studio and a rented apartment in the old district. Yeah, in an older district. So yeah, the apartment is above a pharmacy. Yeah. So that takes some time. So let's see here. You keep watching until the evening, and you see some men who might Middle Eastern men appear, and they have a military bearing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any insignia or any other identifying, or just general nondescript military clothing?
Let's see here. That's a military spend, a military science.
I can do that.
All right. You overhear one of them refer to another Naqib, captain, in Arabic. So they are probably Egyptian military.
Okay.
So they are having dinner with Janud. So, and then they are having dinner later that evening. Janud goes out, takes a convoy of 2 cars, and they're driving out. So I'll say at this point, you've returned. Mm-hmm. I mean, you identified where the guy lives, and
did you get a name or like an apartment number?
You got the apartment number.
I got the apartment number,
but you don't know. Yeah, getting you could. Yeah, do you want to investigate this guy any further on your own, Marcus?
I mean, if I see where he's going.
Yeah, you see where he's going. He lives in an apartment right above the pharmacy. Second story. You notice one window. He has blackout curtains over one room. Yeah, totally blacked out. So.
Maybe letterbox or anything like that, mail I can maybe look at.
Do you have languages? It's definitely not in English. Yeah.
Yeah, I have Spanish and French.
Actually, it's in French, yeah. The last name is Gusin. Gusin. I know I mispronounced that, but
okay.
Yeah. So at this point, Janud is going out later at night. So it's 10:30. So yeah, unless you want to do something else, you catch back up with others after you saw it. So basically, the younger man gets out, talks, leaves the house. Then a couple hours later, the Egyptians show up for dinner, and then they leave, and then
Janud goes out.
Yeah.
With his security team?
Yeah.
With the whole security team?
There's a couple of guards left. It's not abandoned, but it's definitely, if you want to break into the place, this is definitely the best time.
Do you want me to rifle around his shit while he's gone, and then you follow him, or do we both follow?
Now, you're the best at least getting around with it, because what was your stealth again?
6.
Same for mine too, and I do have drive of 5. So
Marcus is back here too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I can, Marcus and I can tail him while you're going in, or I can tail him and Marcus can act as your backup here, just in case something goes south. Because
I'll try and get in.
Yeah, okay. Case. Yeah.
Right.
And I'll go ahead and tail.
Yeah, I got stealth of 5. I can do 2.
Mm-hmm. All right. The stealth test is difficulty 5 to get into the villa.
Spend 4.
Right. You want me to go in with you?
I want you to have a gun and be ready to get me out of here.
Fantastic. I shall be ready.
I make a 9.
Yeah, you find a way. You get over the wall. The doors are unlocked in there.
Of course they are.
Yeah, because he is a confident man, it seems. And yeah, you give me a driving check, Gina.
All right. Spend 3. That'll be 7.
Okay. So with a 7, you're able to succeed and follow him. He's going out of town, out of Beirut, but only a short distance to a nearby town where there is a casino. Casino du Liban, which is a big old casino.
Okay.
A lot of people in it. But meanwhile, sneak. Inside, let's see here. It's opulent, a palace out of the Arabian Nights. The walls are decorated with antiques, mostly from various Arab countries, and a few mementos from recent wars, too. I don't suppose you have archaeology.
No. I got forensics. You asked about forensics 18 times.
I know. I mean, you don't need archaeology or anything. That's some ancient Egyptian shit right there.
I'm quickly approaching forger sniper.
Yeah.
So I have to
just get back in where meeting off right now. Hey, what does Nyler Hotep mean?
No. Do you have a cult?
No.
Okay.
I'm good at shooting things.
Do you have notice?
I do have notice. Yes.
All right. You do see on one of his desks in his office, there's a folder of photographs. According to the name on the photo, they were taken by one Claude Goussin. The photographs are mostly shots of Janud meeting various Arab leaders, including Bashir Quri, the warlord you heard about earlier. And let's see here. So you found out more about the photographer, and you have traffic analysis. There's a ledger listing vessels arriving in the port of Beirut in the next week. He's marked the SS Invicta. It is set to arrive in 3 days. Well, 2.5 days really now. At Quay 9, and you have a pretty specific listing of all the details of that. So I'll give you a pool of 3 points dealing with Quay 9.
Okay.
Let's see here. But there are also a lot of accounting books and things, and I don't suppose you have accounting, though.
I do not.
All right. Well, yeah, are there any things you want to spend while you're rummaging around this place?
Can I spend the rest of my preparedness to have a document camera?
Oh, yeah.
I still don't have enough.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have a CIA spy camera. That is, but you...
I just rolled a possibility of giving him my camera in advance.
Sure.
Okay, so...
I'm fine with player spending.
All right, yeah, that has succeeded a 6.
Well, Aaron always rolls the dice from as high up as he can.
And behind him.
That gives it, but he rolled better. It worked.
If I get a balance, then that means it comes back better most of the time.
Okay, all right, sure.
So you do have a CIA.
Bullshit.
So you can take a bunch of photos and show it to someone else.
Okay.
Yeah, but that takes some time. Yeah, do you want to go in the casino, or do you just want to go back and tell the others?
I'll go into the casino just to kind of tail and get at least some information from and pretend to at least gamble on a couple of things because I can. Because I assume they have generalized slot machines and whatnot. I can.
Yeah, Casino du Liban is a shimmering slab of concrete and marble and neon and dreams. Yeah, it's a palace for tourists and gamblers from Europe and Asia. Restaurants, a theater, a ballroom. There's a big sign. A photo of Duke Ellington playing the ballroom. Hotels flank the casino. Golden and gorgeous beaches roll down the warm waters of the Mediterranean. The parking lot is full of the latest European convertibles and sports cars. Yeah, it's happening. And yeah, you can just walk in straight in the door. And you notice there's these security guards here. There's also some Corsican mobsters here. And yeah, you have criminology. You know, the casino owner is a member of the court. Well, rumored to be a member of the court. He's definitely a high level. His name is Marcel Franceschi. And you know what he looks like, but...
And a poster review saying, have you seen this person?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Can I do a notice spend to see where Jamon is walking towards, at least where he's going into the...
Janud
is going into the casino. Like if it's basically like a private...
you got here after. You don't really see him here at this point. So yeah, you and you're only one person. So he's probably gone into one of the private rooms at this point.
Okay, so... Do I actually see?
Actually, yeah, no. I'll roll a dive to see if you can catch him. No, not quite.
Okay.
Yeah, you knew he comes here, but you weren't here in time to tail him.
Okay.
You had to stay far enough back that you wouldn't do that.
That's like a rise suspicion.
Yeah. So if you ask around, probably people would recognize the name, but that would
there'd probably be a lot of why are you asking about this person?
Yeah. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I can. Well, one way I think I can do this. Let's see. I think actually go up to one of the other that's like one of the employees, like somebody who's just getting off of dealing, like one of the table dealers, and kind of act. That's a little bit harassed right now. It's like and just explain I'm really sorry, and also I'm using negotiation and some of the little cash that I have on hand that hopefully, like I said, it will maybe be a good bargaining chip. But it's like, my boss is wanting to come here to just like spend a lot of money. That's like being insistent that he only led into like the biggest of games. He doesn't want to play any of the small. That's like shit around here. Could you please give me some information about the high stakes tables right now? Like where, that's like when that might be going on right now, so he can get that back, because he's coming in at least in the next week. And if I don't tell him what he needs to know, he's gonna just strangle me.
Yeah, you don't have to make a spend. They tell you information. I mean, it starts at 9 and goes on until like 3 a.m. Pretty much every night. So yeah, it's late night stuff. Aside from special arrangements that they occasionally do, but only to like regulars. So yeah, they give you the basic rundown, bring your money to the thing to get it changed into chips, and
and it's like,
who is your boss? We'll be happy to comp him a room or anything if he wants to come in and play high stakes.
I mean, he really wants to, but he wants to keep a low level. So once it's like, I'll give that to you. It's like once we get the communications in, but he just doesn't want anybody else to know who he is.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, you get information about the high stakes stuff. So that's not
ridiculous.
really a secret,
True, but at least less suspicious when we're getting to. So
you're blending in perfectly. Nobody's really paying attention to you.
Okay.
Actually, although a woman comes up to you and she says, "Gina, it's so good to see you. It's been so long. Is your boss being so rude? Come here. Let me get you a drink."
Do I recognize her?
No. She'd say, "Oh, it's me. It's Miriam. Don't you remember? We haven't talked since Paris."
Oh, is this the... Oh, this is not the other... okay, her. So... it's been a least while right now. We'll let you get
So she takes you to a table. It's like, so it's so interesting that the BNDDs, I receive word that some agents are coming in, and I'm expecting the call, and then I hear nothing about it. It's like, okay, maybe they're late, maybe their plane got delayed. And then what do I see but one walk into the casino?
No, it's like, not to show rudeness right now, and also forking over money for her drink in particular. But,
no, it's fine. It's fine.
We're literally just in our first day here, and we're just doing general casing. So you were on our list to be able to contact in the next day or two.
So what are you looking for?
Mainly just to see where the others. It's like, to be honest right now, what kind of scum is running the place right now. Obviously, one of the main issues that we've had over the years right now is the Corsicans, which we've been told to...
Well, this is the place to find the Corsicans, like good old Marcel over there.
So, look over.
Yeah, that's Marcel, the casino owner. Now, he keeps this casino clean.
No, so no trafficking or...
No. It may actually makes a profit on its own, but, And then there's, of course... plenty of Corsicans around here.
Okay, so, although I just bring up a question right now, is that have there been any kind of meetings with the Corsicans that have been seeming out of place for their normal activity?
I mean, there's so many other players in town, but like him over there, have you met Captain Baz? He's from Egypt. And he's an officer, but don't tell anybody. It's a secret, She points over to two men, Middle Eastern men, obviously walking like they're on parade, yes. And so, yes.
He's a bit full of himself.
Yes, well, he's been so stressed lately, keeping all his men from going mad. I've heard that they're guarding some box somewhere.
What's so important about a box?
Was that not what you're here to find out?
What's in the box?
And so, again, our main issue right now is looking into that's like taking tabs and stopping heroin. That's like ports in there. But
of course.
Granted, a box could be holding some fairly high. That's like high price material. So.
Okay.
With that. But in that case, if some of the shipments or something should go missing right now, I guess you want credit for at least collaring that if possible.
Oh, I'm here to help you.
So, knowing nod on there.
Let's see, if you want to make a tradecraft spend at this point, you could.
Yeah, I'll go make a spend.
You realize at the point that, Miriam's primary day job is actually working for French intelligence. So that's her primary loyalty. Like this, we're helping American drug agents is certainly something that it often overlaps, but not always.
Okay.
So, for example, she probably, the French intelligence probably has a much more interest in, I don't know, killing old Nazis. So, yeah.
So
I'm digging around in an old Nazi's trash.
Yeah.
I don't know what you expect from me.
No, I'm just...
Well, we should have tea tomorrow, or if you have time, your busy schedule.
I give her the number over to the hotel and say,
He's so kind.
I was like, give me a ring over there tomorrow. Right now, we'll see what we can do. But thank you for that information.
All right. So, yeah.
We're making friends.
So, meanwhile, is there anything else you want to do at the villa?
The guards have an armory. 2 cars full of them, so...
Yeah. That room is locked, though. So, that'd be Filch, I think, to pick the lock.
I will spend it.
All right.
Spend 3. 9.
Yeah, you do. So, yeah, pistols, shotguns, submachine guns, grease guns, that kind of thing. So,
Grenades?
Sure, you rolled a 9. Yeah, why not? Yeah. Couple of old...
I take 2 grenades and a submachine gun.
Yeah.
And I go find a hiding place inside his closet.
Oh, you're going to be...
I'm supposed to leave a message.
Yeah, okay. It's a hell of a message. Yeah. So...
Be like, he's been gone a while.
Yeah, what are you doing, Marcus?
He said, like, just be there as backup in case I'm needed. Like, and I hope everything's okay in there.
Okay.
He might, like, maybe he's avoiding me. He's a little weirded out by me, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Street urchin that speaks only Arabic, just looking at you confused as you talk to yourself.
You said you'd give me food. Quiet.
All right. Yeah, there's not much. Yeah, you're just gotta watch it there. You've got a good hiding spot, but yeah, it is a bit tense. But yeah, Gina, what else do you want to do? Anything else at the casino? You want to head back?
I would like to actually see about tagging that, like the Egyptians. Actually, can we do stealth to see if I can get around them without being noticed? Because I just want to listen in on their conversations.
Yeah, you don't have to make a stealth check for that. They're actually, like I said, you're low profile, and yeah, you can eavesdrop on them since Miriam pointed them out for you. They're there. The soldiers are there. You can tell that basically the captain is basically being a chaperone for the other soldiers as they drink and hang out. They don't gamble, but they hang out in the bars. They're drinking off a tab, and even though they are Muslim, they're not being strictly observant here. So they're complaining about how good it is to get away from.
Not see into this bar.
Yeah, they're complaining about how boring the warehouse is, how good it is to get away from that stupid box. They complain about not being able to sleep well, and yeah, you can see Baz goes over and talks a little bit to Marcel. But other than that, they're just talking about, family and lives and telling dirty stories to each other.
Okay. That means he definitely has something in that warehouse, so he shouldn't have. So, All right. Well, not the first time we haven't burned down a warehouse. At least aren't there. So I'll take my leave at this point and then I'll regroup with the other 2. So.
Okay. All right, so you take your leave. Eventually, you catch up with Marcus, and...
Look, he's been in there a long time.
It's been quiet.
Okay. And at least we know they're not coming back at least for a while, so...
I mean, they are coming back soon. Like, by the time you get there, you're waiting. So, yeah, unless you two are just waiting as well.
I have a radio, I'll say I'm staying, but...
You didn't get radios here. The radios are pretty bulky.
I'm already inside.
Yeah.
Might as well wait.
Yep.
I was to get close to him.
Yeah.
He's got to sleep sometime.
He does. The 2 cars come back. You can hear them coming.
Like, do we agree on just a signal I'm going to give you when he gets back?
I don't even remember. I'm out of preparedness, so probably not.
Do you have preparedness?
They do?
It's not preparedness, is more for items. Like, it would be making a tradecraft spend if you wanted to. You could make a tradecraft spend.
Light in the bedroom.
Okay, yeah, you get an advance warning,
He's coming.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm in the closet.
Yeah. So
I'm waiting for him to be eepy.
Yeah.
When he's in the closet,
he does get eepy. He comes in.
Mr. Money, you need to get out of the closet.
Are you an eepy Nazi? Let's give you the forever sleep.
So
Mr. Money, please get out of the closet.
So he comes into his bedroom. And, he smells, you can smell the cigarette smoke, wafting him. He's in a casino in the 1960s. So, yeah, he's just that incredible cigarette stench.
Lots of non-filter.
Yeah. And then, let's see here. What's your play?
What's he doing?
Getting ready to go to bed.
I'll wait for him to go to bed. All
right. He goes to bed.
I am the knight.
Yeah, basically.
I'm starting to wonder, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna stare at him while he sleeps.
I'm gonna actually wait till he's asleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Is he asleep?
Yeah.
All right. I creep over to his bed with my pistol out and a flashlight in my teeth. And I wait till I'm straddled over him, and I click it on and slam my hand over his mouth and put my gun right over his forehead.
All right. So let's see here. He wakes up and he does not move. It looks very eyes open at you, very surprised.
All right. Let me see your hands.
All right. He shows his hand.
Hands up. I'm going to hold the gun there. I'm going to move my hand away from your mouth. And if you scream, I'm going to blow your brains out.
He nods.
Okay. Keep your hands up and don't say a word, okay?
He follows orders.
Right.
Yeah.
I get their grenade. You know what one of these is? I need you to hold that.
He does.
You need a real tight grip. You understand this, Frankie?
He-
I call you Frankie, right?
He actually looks annoyed at you.
Not if you understand.
Is your mouth still over his hand?
No, I had to give him a grenade. Yeah.
I know how they work.
Good.
So yeah, he looks remarkably calm. So what do I owe the pleasure of this conversation to?
You have friends, and they're worried about you. You've been out of contact.
You're an American.
What gave it away?
Yeah.
Who sent you?
You know who sent me, Francis.
Well, I have friends in the same organization. And
Oh,
this is very rude. Whoever sent you is not following the proper hierarchy of things.
Francis, I got accounts with Invicta. I got opium shipments coming into town. I got you hanging out with Egyptian military officials. These are all things you should tell your friends.
Okay.
Get you wherever I want, whenever I want, and however I want. And you should know that, because that's why you made deal with these people in the first place. Now's your time to come clean.
Okay. It's...
My dad talked a big game about killing Nazis. He said it was great. I never had the chance.
okay.
When I joined up, it was a little different, and I was frankly disappointed in the experience. But maybe the vintage stock is what I need.
Look, I understand your point, and certainly I suppose I have been a little lapse in my duty to your country, but, you know, you should look at the Casino du Liban. It is a hotbed of criminal activity and undoubtedly the origin of this. I talk to a lot of people in the city. It is part of it is how I am useful to you, is making contact with all kinds of people. Perhaps the Egyptians I have been talking to, yes, they have been in contact with a local warlord, Bashir, and so you should investigate the links between those two violent groups. I'm sure that would be quite helpful to you. But it's...
I need context, Francis. What's going on at Quay 9? What are the Egyptians guarding? What do the Corsicans want?
Okay. I need some time to think, okay? To figure out.
You losing your grip? I shake his hand real hard.
Okay.
We're not thinking now, Francis. We're talking.
We're talking. We're talking. I can I can find out for you, okay? The Egyptians I talked to early this evening because they were in town, and they've been making inquiries about making a deal of some sort, and I am an intermediary between various parties, and so they've been very coy about what they're guarding, all right? But I think I can get you in to get a closer look at it, but it'll take time to arrange, okay? Is there some way I can contact you?
Okay. I'll leave him a number for a hotel. Ask for Captain Love.
Are the one you're staying at or a different hotel?
Oh, absolutely a different hotel.
All right. I will...
I go over to his bathroom. I
Yeah.
assume it's attached to his nice bedroom. I take a nice long piss while holding a gun to him. And then I drop the pin of the grenade in the toilet without flushing.
God.
You're going to want that when you're later.
Yes.
You're going to call me, right, Francis? I don't want to come back here. I steal all your documents.
Yes. I will
Throw away the gun I used to shoot you. I like guns.
Make it look like a suicide.
I will find out what's going on with this deal between the Egyptians and Bashir, all right?
You're going to tell me very soon, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yes. I'll be very useful to you.
All right,
but
I take out a second grenade.
Yeah.
And I pull the pin. Now, you're going to want to stay real quiet while I leave. Because your security, they're really well trained. Their first job is going to be to secure the principal. And I start closing the bedroom door until the handle is depressed at the door. You're going to make sure they come in here real slow and not alarmed.
All right, you are entirely too dramatic. This is entirely unnecessary. I'm a civilized man. We can get to bed.
Better go get your pen before it goes down the pipe. Check you later, Francis. Look forward to your call.
Yeah, give me... You rolled like a 9 for your stealth check. You don't need to roll to get out. So, yeah, it's like 1 in the morning, and you hop the wall, or like 2:30 in the morning, something like that. Very, very, very late or very early, depending on your point of view. And, yeah, the three of you probably need to get the fuck out. Yeah.
Good Lord, you were gone a while.
I'd use the bathroom.
Did you leave a floater in there?
Yeah. No, it definitely sank. Yeah. So, are you going to spend the night at the Hotel Normandy, or are you going to find a new...
No, I didn't tell him the Hotel Normandy.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we shouldn't be made.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Should we sleep with pistols under our pillows?
Well, I mean, that goes without saying.
Yeah.
And mine will be a submachine gun. A brand new, free Egyptian submachine.
Yep. So as you're, you get back to the hotel very late, and you can get in your rooms. So
I do let you know about like the contact with Miriam, and that she does have the phone number here. That she seems on the level at for the most part, but we still should watch out just in case.
I'll give you back your document camera that you spent and say all the stuff I got, and then I will say that whatever the name of the hotel I used for a message service.
Let's see here. We'll say Hotel Carcosa.
Okay. Someone other than me needs to go to Hotel Carcosa and check the message.
That's actually the name of a real hotel.
Ross, you'd stay there in a minute, wouldn't you?
I was in Indonesia, I think, or Malaysia.
You can still go there.
I've thought about it. So, but yeah, you go there to set up a drop so they can call
Captain Love.
Yeah, Captain Love.
She continues.
Yeah. But yeah, you sleep a little bit, and it's dawn the next day. Yeah.
I do let both of them know about the fact that the Egyptian soldiers were complaining about the box and the fact that they couldn't sleep. So that is telling us they potentially have their hands on something they shouldn't.
What can we do, to get this film developed so we can learn more about the documents? I didn't have time.
Well, Gina has photography. She can just do that. You don't need to spend it. Just
set up a dark room.
You can do it in your hotel room.
Yeah, you can do that.
I mean, it'll take a couple hours, but you can do it.
Yeah, but I can do that at least in the middle tomorrow night or something. So.
Well, yeah, you can do
tomorrow in the morning.
Yeah. It's like, well, I assume that we fast forwarded to day 2 morning.
Yeah,
so
it's done. So
all right, well, it'll take you until the afternoon. That'll be your morning activities. Get up, go to the photo store, get the stuff, go back to your hotel room, and stink up your hotel room a bit. So yeah, not the first time. So yeah, so that's what Gina's doing. Marcus, do you want to do anything in the morning? You have a couple leads. You have that photographer guy, or not the photographer guy. Gusen. Yeah, he is a photographer. You did identify him as a photographer.
The pictures of him with the leaders.
Yeah. So you can see if he knows anything else. You have Miriam as a contact you could reach out to. Yeah.
I could break in and search his place when he's gone.
Yeah, you can do that.
I will say, if he doesn't call me back, I'm causing the historical paradox and killing that old Nazi.
Or you kill him and then
Fission mail.
And then after this mission, we find out, no, he's fine.
Reload paradox. Yeah.
I don't care if my animus resets because I'm out of sync.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I walk through the ring. Doing the shoulder thing.
All right, so you're talking about... All right. So, yeah, Marcus, you head out to the photographer. You actually see Claude. He's a mid-20s Frenchman, and he's out in the street doing some street photography as you're getting near his place. So you can talk to him if you want to. Well, what do you want to do?
I was saying I'm going to try to break into his place.
Okay.
Search it.
All right. So it's during the day. Give me a stealth check. Difficulty 5 because it's above a pharmacy. There's a lot of people around. That kind of thing, yeah.
Yep, good thing I spent 5.
All right. With 5, you can get in. His studio has, let's see here, you see a lot of photographs. He set up a dark room in there, but he also has a bunch of photographs up on the walls. And you see, searching the place pretty quickly, you see a bunch of photos from the interior of a warehouse. And you see they have, let's see here, the photographs are taken inside a warehouse. Light streams in from windows set high in the wall, brilliant shafts of light illuminating swirling dust motes. In the middle of the warehouse is an Egyptian sarcophagus. Unlike the gleaming ones you've seen in museums, this one's caked in clay and dirt, as though it was recently exhumed. It's carved from a block of sandstone. It rests on a pallet, and there's packing material stacked next to it. And the sarcophagus, in another shot, the sarcophagus has been opened. I don't suppose you have archaeology, military science, or photography.
I have military science.
Okay.
You spend?
You can make it. There are men in uniforms, military uniforms, guarding it. You can make they're Egyptian military. And they look nervous around the sarcophagus. And yeah, there are a second set of photographs. There are weird shapes like tendrils of mist or blobs or sinuous light dancing around the casket. In one shot of the mummy, there's a halo of light like a Carillion photograph. And the distortion almost looks like a human face superimposed on the withered bandaged features of the corpse.
Are these... Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Are these photos taken, like, at a remove, like, hidden? Or are they, like, smile for me, mummy? Like,
You need photography to know that.
Okay.
So if you get the photos to Gina, she'd be able to.
Yeah, like just you like going.
Okay, yeah. You made your stealth check.
Yep.
He does not have a security detail. He's a 20-something photographer. Yeah. Beirut. So yeah, it's pretty easy to walk out with all the photos.
Nice.
Yeah. What are you doing during the morning?
They have a continental breakfast, right?
They just call it breakfast here.
Well, we're on continent.
Well,
yeah.
So breakfast first.
Yeah.
That's important.
Mm-hmm. Coffee's real good.
Yeah, doing that. That's pretty much all I had planned.
All right, you're just waiting for the other two.
I'm waiting for this Nazi to call, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, make a spend for your breakfast.
Okay. And
as far as I'm concerned, if he calls us back, we're literally done. Like, that was the whole mission. Get the awful Nazi informant to call us back.
yeah, that's
So
fair.
you give us information? Cool. Bye.
So you get the photos. Do you have accounting?
No.
Okay. Well, there's a lot.
Archaeology. So.
You do have archaeology, but not accounting. So you come back with the photos, Marcus, and you can.
Oh, wait, we have a cult too, because you said there was a couple things with those pictures.
I have a cult as well.
Yeah.
You basically just got to get the photos
Yeah.
from Gina.
Yeah. So the accounting photos, you can make a bureaucracy network spend to have someone analyze it for you, but that'll take more time. The occult stuff was like looking at things inside the in his house, not the photos are just I guess he could have taken photos of the artifacts. Basically, Janud has artifacts from ancient Egypt and Assyria, and they're talismans and charms against demons and hostile spells.
Somebody's a bit paranoid, so.
They don't ward grenades.
Yeah, they do word grenades. So the archaeology, when you come back, you can make a spend on that to read the hieroglyphs on the sarcophagus in the warehouse. They talk about a handmaiden or servant / servant of the Star Traveler, and warn of a terrible curse that shall befall anyone who disturbs this tomb before the proper time. Yeah. And photography, you can make a spend on. Well, photography, you realize the high windows are quite distinctive, and judging by the light, they must be on the west side of the warehouse. So there's lots of warehouses in Beirut, but this would narrow the search down a lot.
I will do a spend on photography to get that. So.
Okay, yeah.
Like, Gusan was meant to be there, right? He wasn't doing peep shots from...
Oh, yeah, you confirm that. Yeah, these are definitely, like, studio. There's, like, yeah. He was commissioned.
We know the Egyptians are supposed to let Gusan in. Because they did it at least once.
Yeah.
So that's something we could use.
It's true. So, and they know unless they know he's there, or we can use him.
That is definitely true. So, let's see here. You're waiting for the phone call. Yeah, you do get a phone call. Let's see here.
I'm sending Abrams for that. I don't want to be anywhere near that hotel.
Oh, yeah, you're Captain Love now, Abrams. All right.
I can go check the accounting thing and find... I have bureaucracy, so let me go find somewhere to figure that out.
Captain Love, I have the Lieutenant Attraction.
So, yeah, you get he says, hello, is this Captain Love? Marcus.
You had to go get the phone.
Yeah, I was like, yes, it is. Like, yes, it is.
There's a sensitive matter I wish to discuss with you. I cannot do it on the phone. Where should we meet? I know a good cafe in the middle of the city. It's public and open, but no one will be able to hear us.
Delightful. What time?
Noon?
Sounds delightful.
Yeah.
You want to go to this, or do you want me?
Do not go to the secondary location with the Nazi.
Well, I'm going to come back and, you're...
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, come on. No one can be Captain Love but you.
Okay.
Can any of us else set up a sniping post? No? Okay.
I can. I'll set up a sniper.
All right,
post.
we're all going to that meeting if we have to go to the meeting.
Yeah.
I will spend 3 bureaucracy to figure out the accountancy thing first.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Sure.
I get a 5.
All right, the CIA does have a Beirut station, and you can pull some strings to have them look at these numbers and see if anything does that. And trying to it would take years of forensic accounting to fully figure out all this money flow. He has a lot of money going in and out different places. However, one thing is including some Swiss accounts, which makes sense because he is literally Swiss. He has made a lot of cash withdrawals lately. Large ones, like in the tens of thousands.
Okay, from where?
Yeah, varies, but tracing that would be harder. But he's pulling a lot of money out lately. So yeah. So the 3 of you can set up at the cafe.
Yeah, I guess since he knows me, I'll meet, and you guys can be in the wings with guns.
Yeah.
In case it goes bad.
Yeah, you can give me a sense trouble to get the vibe.
Okay.
It's not like this is more of a general
7.
Yeah, his guards are there. You don't really see anyone else. No, actually, with a 7. There's no one else really alerted to you yet. So he did not tell anybody else that someone threatened him in the middle of the night, aside from his bodyguards.
Smart.
Yeah, and you two, you're just nearby.
We'll take positions in the cafe at other tables, just sitting there reading a newspaper, but having it folded out in the direction of their table with a cup of coffee in the front.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's coffee and pastry time while surveilling.
So
yeah, I just sit down across from him. I shake your hand, but
yes, very, very theatrical of you. He is a bit nervous, and last night he almost not quite sold the whole being held at grenade point, but he's a little more nervous than yesterday. He says, "Well, there's a target I think of great interest to you coming to Beirut. Lothar de Kleist. He's Karotekia. Do you know that name? That term?"
No.
Actually, we're sitting close enough to listen in?
I don't know. If you want to be hidden, you aren't. So do you want to be hidden or do you want to be able to listen?
I will tell you the name of what they say, I promise.
Okay.
The Karateki are a special occult group of the Nazis. Your organization spent quite a bit of time hunting them down. But not all of them are gone yet, apparently. Lothar de Kleist is coming to Beirut. I know what he wants. There's an Egyptian sarcophagus that is of interest.
The one that Goosen took pictures of.
Yes.
Is that why you're withdrawing all that money? Is it to pay him?
Right now, I've had to spend some money to rent out the warehouse, and I need the if you want, there's a deal being set up that I am party to. But if you want me to be remaining here to be useful to your organization, this deal must go through, and I can start feeding you. I can feed you more information about the Corsicans and some of the Arab powers that are coming into play. The de Kleist wants the sarcophagus. It is being guarded by a platoon of mercenaries. Together with a quantity of morphine base, the sarcophagus will be exchanged at the docks for a considerable amount of gold. I need the money. I need the drug deal to go through, or I'll be murdered by the Corsicans or by my unpaid Egyptian mercenaries. But de Kleist, I don't care about.
But Lothar wants the sarcophagus.
He wants the sarcophagus.
The opium is just the way to pay the help.
Yes. There are too many guards, but de Kleist is currently at the warehouse examining the sarcophagus. When he's satisfied, the Egyptians will crate up the sarcophagus and ready it for transport. I propose that you go to the warehouse after de Kleist has left. The Egyptians will hide the agents because they're under my employ. And from their hiding place with the mummy, you can observe the exchange. And once they're on the ship, you can sneak out. I can arrange for a fishing boat to shadow the Invicta. And then you can capture or kill de Kleist and then escape by the fishing boat.
Well, Frankie, they don't ask me to plan it, or I'd cap you right here. So I'm going to have to run this up the chain first, you understand?
Well, it's coming tomorrow night, so...
Yeah, you'll have to give me a little bit of time.
Where
can I reach you?
My villa. You seem to know the address.
You want me to call this time, or should I...
I would prefer a call, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Wash your hands. You smell like piss. I leave.
He is... Yeah.
Here's another party favor. Put another grenade on the table.
Yeah.
We got more where that came from.
Yeah. So, yeah,
Is that your new calling card? Just a grenade?
Yeah.
All right, we got to tell Carstairs that. I don't think doing the Nazi plan is wise. But
all right,
does that count as him being an informant again for our mission purposes?
All right, so you go to the CIA Beirut station.
Yeah.
And get a secure message. Carr says, what, a Karateki member? Oh, you gotta kill his ass. You know, look, I'm gonna put you in touch with another asset we have in there. He's technically retired, but he could be a friend of yours. His name is Copeland, and he can help you deal with this. So yeah, if he can get you inside the warehouse, I mean, yeah, we'll let the drug deal go through. That's fine, but...
At least give me a fucking boat out to this goddamn ship so I can exfil, or do I have to ask the Nazi for a fucking ride?
No, well, Copeland will be your man to get you that, so let's see.
That's disappointing.
Yeah.
You've had your contact as like a Lieutenant Aldo Rain, specializes in killing Nazis.
Well, they don't have the license for that.
You can put a third on.
Oh, this is like the real world where we just give them money. It's for the United States.
Let's see here. High stakes.
Hey, I like paper clips, don't you?
No. There it is. Sorry, just trying to find the...
Turns out Disney wasn't worth the rise of fashion.
All right, so he tells you to go. There is a consulting firm in Beirut, Modular Future, and you go ask for Miles. Let's see, Miles Copeland, and he's technically retired from the CIA, but you know how that works. And so you can have dinner with him, or you can have a early dinner with him, and you can fill him in on it, and he can provide you. He has a lot more resources, local resources, so you can improve on the plan instead of what Janud wants. So, yeah. Do you want to do that immediately, or do you want to do anything before that?
I mean, getting ahead of the curve. I think it's best right now before the potential of this asshole to go ahead and betray us. So.
I don't think he'd betray us because it's no point for him to do so.
Plausible deniability right now.
Yeah.
That's like he decided to try to take a shot at this guy.
Well, he's got schemes upon schemes. I think if he wants him dead, he can just wait for us to do it.
Yeah. But in any case, no, I think we should talk to Copeland immediately.
Okay. So you arrange a meeting with Miles Copeland, and he tells you to come to his house for dinner. And
this is a food trip mission we're doing here.
Yeah, well, you have a lot of meetings. You might as well enjoy the nice cuisine. Yeah.
Agency CIA, is that him getting us on home base so we can be dealt with more quickly if something?
No, this is his actual home, and he has a family.
Okay.
Yeah. He doesn't you don't even have to spend. This guy is high up enough that he doesn't he can get his hands dirty, but he's like,
why bother?
He's done enough of that stuff that he doesn't have to do that anymore. So this is like, if you have a good career path, eventually you'll be the one telling the people with holding people at grenade point, like what to do. So yeah, let's see. So you explain things to him over dinner. He has a nice liquor cabinet. So is anybody having a drink?
Oh hell yeah,
100%.
So
okay, yeah. What do you want?
Let's see. What's the oldest bourbon he has? So
yeah, he's got some Blanton. Sure, why not?
Okay.
It'll just be
or whatever. It's aged like maybe 75 years or something. It's like
yeah. Probably maybe not that 75 years, but yeah, he's got some 20-year-old bourbon. So yeah,
that's
old fashioned for me.
Sure, Eli.
Now I'm working.
All right. So you got to look for the optimal outcome. And the optimal outcome is obviously taking out a member of the Chirotechia is priority, and also keeping Janud as an asset. And doing both at the same time is quite good. But so if we have to let the drug deal go forth, that's fine. And what is your theory? What do you propose?
I don't think it's enough to take out Lothar. I think we got to take out the body.
The sarcophagus?
Yeah.
If nothing else, it's a ship in play right now. We'd be better off the table.
Yeah.
Well, your family's so lovely, Mr. Copeland. They're not for this, but we've seen traffic in particularly ancient corpses lately. I don't know who wants them or why, but I've seen enough of them that I'm pretty confident we should keep them away from that person.
Mm-hmm.
Is at the end of the day, we don't know what other purposes that they've been utilizing it for, too. Whether it's, just your bog standard illegal artifact trafficking right now or something a little more nefarious. So,
I see. In that case, the optimal way to get rid of the body is to wait for it to get on the ship, because there'll be fewer people guarding it. Right now, you said there's a platoon of Egyptian soldiers guarding it. That's what, 40 people versus 1, 2, 3.
And also, from what I at least viewed over at the casino, they're barely being placated. So
yeah. So itchy trigger fingers, in other words. Mm-hmm. So his plan, Janud's plan to put you in the crate itself, that'll get you inside. It can get you a different ship if that's what you need. But
we need that. We need armaments, and we need something to protect us from whatever the fuck's inside that sarcophagus. Trust me, Janud wants us dead. I don't think he intends on us getting this done. We might just be going on the ship to go die.
I imagine waking him up and handing him a live grenade was enough to convince him that betraying you is not an option.
Did I tell him?
Oh, no, did you?
I don't know.
Yeah. I assumed you told him.
Deciding whether to
well informed.
Yeah, okay. All right. And we need to be kitted out. It's full black balaclava armor, automatic weapons, explosives, Simtex.
Well, how many of you can fit inside that thing, though? The crate might not be big enough for heavy weapons, but I can certainly get you weapons and thermite.
Larger LMGs or something.
Yeah. So he says I can get a better ship. In fact, we probably have a naval ship in the area we can intercept the Invicta with to pick you up at least. So a ship that won't be subcontracted by Janud. He's not exactly trustworthy, is he? But in terms of getting inside the ship itself, yeah, I'll whatever. Yeah. So out of character, you can give you 5 points, a 5-point pool that can be spent on interpersonal things or bureaucracy, preparedness, or network. So yeah.
Right. Well, it also takes place at Quay 9, so we're up to 8 points.
I'll take it. So
yeah.
All right. I need shitty 1968 submachine guns and C4, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, well, thermite probably is better to get rid of a body.
Yeah.
That's true.
So,
yeah. So let's get us
something with a remote trigger. I don't want to be lighting a goddamn fuse like it's tiring.
Oh, good. Let's get some Sten guns now.
he can give you a satchel charge though too, with a timer or a remote controlled surely they had radio detonators by 1968.
Timer would be fine. Just
something. So
don't want to be stuck in a box.
Well, I mean you can make a trade craft spend if you want to have some other ideas.
I'll do that.
Okay. All right. There's so many
many pages.
There's so many. Here it is. All right. Yeah, you could just plant a bomb in the thing instead of hiding in it and hoping that gets them. Having the other thing would be like pretending to be Egyptian soldiers because it's going to be dark.
That's a little much of Eli.
Yeah, that's fair.
Detroit, don't think he's going to pass.
And you have to keep me in heavy shadow even though I can speak Egyptian.
All right.
Yeah, I also don't think the Egyptian military is integrated.
Yeah.
That
with gingers at this point.
Yep.
And other nationalities.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Copeland can get you a U.S. naval vessel instead of a fishing boat. So I can get you explosives and handguns and that kind of thing. So, yeah.
All right.
All right, I guess I will call our shittiest collaborator and tell him the plan is on.
Chunts?
No, I mean the Nazi.
Oh, yeah.
Chunts is great.
Yeah. All right, yeah. Yeah, you contact him and you tell him, he says, okay, it's tomorrow night.
I mean, more often if I spend something.
What do you want to know?
I want one of those fucking amulets that ward against demons and spells. Let me borrow it for a bit, homie. I'll leave it for you on your friend's boat. I saw a sarcophagus full of swirling face snakes. I don't want to be sitting next to it with my dick in my hand while I wait for a ship to go out.
Yeah, honestly, my experience is weird, dark, shapeless things at archaeological sites is not good.
Get it back. I'll leave it with your little fishing boat, buddy.
Okay, yeah, fine. I'll give you, when we meet tomorrow night, I'll give you an amulet.
So the good ones.
Yes, I'll give you a good one.
Yeah.
I got pictures. We got people for that.
Okay.
Gotta be one of the good ones that works, Francis.
Yeah.
Or otherwise, grenade.
Also, something else we can tap to, because we have Miriam on there, but since we know she's working for French intelligence, we don't want her tapping out, unfortunately, our Nazi, but it's like, but we do have another one we can target right now and maybe get some aid and/or. It's like
we do not need the French involved in this, man. What are the French going to do to help?
so,
They're going to test a nuke on the ship.
if we get it to Bikini Atoll, yes. But. Well, that being said, she could send another one that could be a distraction on the boat while we're taking care of the sarcophagus itself. So,
I think we just got to kill this old Nazi and jump ship. That seems like the order of the day.
Oh man, I was too young to kill Nazis before. Now
you don't want the French Navy interacting with the U.S. Navy.
Well, that's fair.
We already have a U.S. Navy ship coming in to blow that fishing boat from the Nazi out of the water. So,
well, I mean, are you telling the Janud to
Fuck no, I'm not telling Janud I'm getting a different ride away from his plan.
All right, yeah.
He will find out when he doesn't get his goddamn amulet back.
sitting in the bottom of the ocean.
All right. Fair enough. So that's dinner. What are you going to be doing after that?
Checking whatever weapons this guy can get me.
All right.
Because I want everything he can scrounge up.
Mm-hmm.
So we're thinking it's like stun guns, pistols, grenades.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want it to get that bad, but I don't know how big the ship is. I don't know what we're going into. This is a stupid idea, but...
It's a cargo ship. It's a freighter that goes around the Mediterranean
or something too.
It's probably it's a mid-sized but cargo ship. So it'd have a crew of 20 normally. So it's pretty big. Yeah, I'm not gonna pull up ship boat facts or ship facts. Yeah. So Copeland he says that it'll take him some time. He'll come to this address in the morning and there'll be a package for you. So, and you can spend that day checking it, but he does. You want everything to do it. So is there anything you want to do after dinner? All right.
At that point, not that I can at least think of too, and since we kind of nixed, including Miriam on there as well. Actually, the only other thing I can think of too is that maybe to ensure that there's nothing else going on with the soldiers that are coming up, because the heroine's how they're getting paid. So that, but we still.
The soldiers is how we get in, because they are all being paid by Francis.
Yeah.
So Francis is going to get us past the door.
Francois.
Yeah. Well, Frankie.
Yeah.
Frankie Piss Hands is going to get us into the place.
Mm-hmm.
And so that should take care of the soldiers. We just got to make sure. And he doesn't want to bork the deal, or the soldiers won't get paid, or his old Nazi buddy will kill him.
Mm-hmm.
So that means he probably won't betray us while we're locked inside, and then we're on the ship.
Yep. Yeah. So the three of you head back to the Hotel Normandy. You can see there's a couple of people in the bar, and as you're going across the lobby to head towards you hear a familiar voice. Hey! You look over, you see Sam, your old drinking buddy.
I go, weird seeing Sam here.
Yeah.
What a coincidence.
Yeah.
Is that weird at all to me, or?
Yeah, you remember drinking a lot with him in the past days, but yeah, it does seem an odd coincidence. But he's like, "How you doing, Eli? You want me to buy you a drink?"
Sure, man.
Yeah. All right. So he's talking a bit about like traveling the world, getting to see the sights.
I'm saying I didn't think any of us had friends.
Yeah.
Don't.
You know, I'm meeting up with someone later tonight. I love Beirut. You meet so many interesting people here.
Yeah, I haven't had quite as good as luck meeting new people, but
Here, I can introduce you. I met somebody, and I think she has a friend. I'm going to the bar, the hotel bar at St. George tonight in a little bit. Do you want to come?
sure, friend, I inexplicably love.
Sure,
and
friendo.
remember everything about. And
Yeah.
the sharpest detail.
I actually did mention him in the first.
I do remember.
Yeah. All right. So he's like, all right, yeah, I'll meet you there. I need to make a call first, but I'll see you there. So he calls you a cab, and you can take it there. And what about you two? Are you
Can I decide how paranoid I am about this?
sure?
Okay, this doesn't seem normal, right?
So what level of paranoia are you choosing today?
Yeah, mainly I was getting one drink in the bar before going up to my room and getting ready to basically be shipped out. So, and to go through it and also take down, disassemble everything from the photography lab to make sure that we leave no trace behind.
Oh yeah, that'll take you some time.
Yeah.
And yeah, so and Marcus.
I'm probably just going to head straight to bed.
Yeah. When you get to the hotel bar at the St. George, there is a beautiful woman there. And she says, Sam, he just left. He told me about you. Hello, my name is Mankara. He's spoken so highly of you.
Where'd Sam go?
Oh, he should be back soon. And do you want a drink?
I'm okay.
So tell me, how are you finding Beirut?
Difficult to navigate.
Difficult?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
A lot of intersections.
Oh, there are so many intersections through history and people and time. I could show you some of the city. My place, the streets could tell you such a story.
I think I'm shipping out tomorrow, so maybe next time.
Okay, but my place is nearby.
What's going on here?
What do you think is going
What's
on?
your angle, lady?
I think you're a very interesting man.
Thanks, but I'm not looking for people to take an interest. I'm not on the Dick Cavett show, okay? I'm not a star.
Oh, but we all are stars.
A bright, shining star.
Of course, I'm thinking in our dreams. You know, in your dreams, you're always the star of the story. Are you not?
Tell Sam I'll catch up with him stateside. I gotta head out.
Okay. So you leave her. You kind of wake up in the morning. You don't remember quite how you got from the hotel bar to your room, but yeah.
That Amazon package better have my Uzis in it too.
And the fact that it's coming from the future. So.
No, the Uzi was made in the 40s.
Oh no, the Amazon package.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The next morning comes the morning of the third day. The Invicta is supposed to show up tonight, and basically, right. You go to the location Copeland told you, and there's a big non-specified pile of commando shit, weapons and a couple of satchel charges, and you have a preparedness pool, and it can be whatever kind of goodies you can imagine, but there are definitely some submachine guns, knives, and satchel charges, and other tools as to be dramatically as necessary.
Other party favors.
Yeah, so checking them all to make sure it all works. I mean, you can't. There's only so much you can do to check to make sure the explosive works, but the guns are pretty easy.
Yeah.
They're all in perfectly functional order. They all look like they will definitely.
Gotta put more into demolitions.
Yeah.
3 points might not cut it.
Yeah, we'll find out.
1 point right now. It's like I think that wire goes there.
Yeah, and you have a little bit of time before the meet. So what do you want to do?
I definitely get there early.
I mean, is there anything? I mean, that's like it's going to be like at
That's
midnight.
assumed, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not let Francis hang out there, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Just get ready, I guess.
Okay. All right.
You know anybody named Sam?
No. I mean, well, like, yeah, I had a friend in college named Sam, but she was a girl, so.
Weird.
I've never met anyone named Sam, ever.
Yeah.
Well, Gina, you smoke?
Like, not anymore, so that's... okay, are you talking about tobacco or grass?
I light up weed.
So
It's a very self-evident.
not for a long time. I get weird dreams afterwards, so... And it seems to raise my anxiety more. How are you doing?
I'm good,
Did you bump into somebody, or...?
Yeah. Had a drink with him in Saigon sometime when we were on leave. Something like that. Weird coincidence.
And he was here?
Yeah. Hung out for a little bit. It was odd. Tried to hook me up with some chick. Nothing against it. I mean, Luna's into free love. By the way, if you're ever interested, we're out there in Oregon, so if you want to come on up. But
Appreciate the offer.
I mean, I'm enlightened, baby. I get it. So anyway,
Anyway.
Yeah. Weird stuff again.
All right.
So to like I said, he tried to hook you up with somebody just didn't hear. I was like, with this right now, that seems a bit...
Well, I didn't take him up on it. I'm not a wild man.
No, but it just seems weird. It seems suspicious right now, given there's, we're not fairly well known, but at the same time, we did piss off the largest Nazi running. That's like a crime organization here.
Why do you think I'm telling you about it, not Abrams?
Well, because...
Actually, you get a call from Chunts.
Okay.
The Invicta has showed up early.
You're trying to fuck me, you little Nazi historical figure.
Yeah, it is. I found the
grenades.
It looks like they're unloading stuff. They're not going to be able to leave for a while. They have to take on fuel, he tells you. So, yeah, a little miscommunication perhaps. So it is.
Of course, just that.
But it's not leaving immediately soon. So, by the way, it is 530 feet long, weighs 12,000 tons, and has a top speed of 17 knots. So, yeah, big ship.
I tell...
But there are people leaving it. So, like...
Well, I tell Chunts to keep an eye on it, and if it looks like they're leaving, blast the foghorn or something. I don't know.
Oh, no, he tells you, you can tell that they'll take him a while. They're not going to be moving. But yeah, if they look like they're beginning to get ready to go, he'll call back. But he's guessing...
Well, I'm not going to be able to get it later.
Yeah.
Be inside of a shipping container.
Yeah. But it looks like, they're just refuel. They have to refuel and take on, food and stuff like that. So they're not like...
Yeah, the loading of the food provisions always takes the longest.
Also, you realize, just based on knowledge of criminality, if you're doing a big-ass weird drug deal with a sarcophagus and gold, you're probably going to wait till everybody's gone. You're probably going to wait till, it's real late and there's no witnesses or other ships around. So, yeah. So even if it could leave, they're not going to do it until,
I just have fragile artifact stamped on it.
Don't worry about it. Yeah.
I just say property of the British Museum.
Yeah. So so he says there are some people who left and got into a car and drove off, and he gives you a description of the car. So if you want to, you can try and run out and tail those people immediately, or you can just wait, because whoever is coming.
I think we're committed to plan blow up a course at this
Okay. Point. So I think we'll stop there because that's going to be a whole thing. Yeah, it's going to be a big thing, and
so it's going to be under siege now.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Yeah,
because we're on a boat.
I mean, not yet. Not yet.
We're about to.
That's the plan, is to be on a boat, and maybe Agent Nelson will be able to show up for the next. Yeah.
It's going to be a hell of an on board.
Yeah.
That's the air.
Hey, here's an Uzi. Get in this Nazi's car. We're going to be nailed into a shipping container and then blow it up.
What? You heard us.
Also, do you want to
get in the car, loser?
Hey, also, do you know anyone named Sam?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how was Beirut so far?
Oh, it's delightful. We had many interesting meals here.
Way more like Argentina than I wanted it to be.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so we'll see how Operation Second Look ends. Yeah, I have to say, your way to approach Shinode was very effective. So, and we'll talk to you all later. Bye.